And I think this is one where May could actually come back in get a ton of value, right? So.
Yeah, hopefully they do have a main player historically very strong on this, even especially during GOATs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, with that enclosed point, it's really tough to kind of play around the May, right? And obviously with the freeze and how obnoxious that can be a real game changer. But we've also seen projectile like Pharah, like Hanzo. Doomfist is also pretty strong still. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes through. But, we talked about this in match number 1, but I think it bears repeating here. Sometimes what is, in fact, strongest is not always best, simply because players are not comfortable with that, right? And so there's an element of, let's play what we're comfortable with before we talk about meta.
Yeah. Speaking of, comfort picks, it looks like, Ottawa Degens is running some very comfortable picks if they must be comfortable on this if they're running it.
Yep.
It's going to be very interesting to see what they'll be doing against the more meta composition that Crabbers is running, presumably using Symmetra for the rollout here. Yeah,
impressive. We don't see a ton of that. No, switches actually to the Doomfist. That is unexpected, actually. So Doomfist May, that is not a composition we see a ton of. Crabbers all ready to point. They do have the advantage of the Lucio speed boost, and they will get superior positioning initially. Ottawa Degens here in blue. They actually get first pickoff as Decade comes in the backline, somehow finds the tankiest player on the red team of Crabbers and takes him out.
The Maywall kind of shutting down the Doofus punch there.
Yeah. Reiko gets frozen though, but Decade is in the backline and he does not care. Comes in with a couple of shots. Decade trying his best to stay alive, but that will not be enough.
The Lucio strafe, a bit too much for Decade.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But Crabbers, they supposedly Ottawa Degens is the opposing side, and yet Crabbers are the one who are being degenerates by freezing with the May left click. As anyone will tell you, one of the most enjoyable experiences is slowly moving to a complete halt and then just not being able to do anything. That was extreme sarcasm.
I, for one, as a main tank player, love May.
Yes.
Definitely the best hero in this game.
Well, what's your opinion on Sombra?
Another well-designed hero from Blizzard Entertainment.
Oh, back to the game, though. In progress, Crabbers, they do control point, and they do have the Blizzard from Larry. As, Coalescence came in from Ottawa Degens, but no one there to really follow up on it. Here comes the Blizzard. It is not denied, and Crabbers comes in with Jurassic as the punch comes through. Decade doing his best, but it's not enough. Oh, the Death Blossom is actually there. He finds 2. They actually could turn this around, but no. Larry comes in with the right click at the very end. It's just Osvizelius.
Still winnable for Ottawa.
It is still winnable. Barely, but is still winnable. And they... Oh, the flashbang comes in. Can they get the final blow? Oh, Larry's just flanking around the May. No! You really, that is a degenerate play. The pin onto Larry.
It's a solo shatter.
I feel that.
Yeah, a main tank into May. There's not much more you want to do than just solo shatter that May.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's a second character. Oh, they flipped the point over though, and
yeah,
Julian's actually gets a couple of kills. So
Degens
really smart play.
Flip this pretty handily.
Yeah, 69%.
Nice.
We're the family team here, says it. So. Nice indeed. Heading over to the next fight, we're looking at Crabbers and seeing what they have in the bank. And though they are walking into the Deadeye from Osvizelius, that should really not be a big deal for Jurassic Hero with the Meteor Strike.
Yeah, they have a ton of ults on the board that they can combo. Pretty much going to have 6 by the time this fight gets fully underway here. Yeah, the Deadeye really does not do too much.
Oh, there's that punch. And though Reinhardt does have... Oh, great combo there.
Wow. Amazingly executed there.
Sounder a little...
Yeah.
A little overzealous, I will say, from Crabbers.
I mean, sometimes you have to flex.
Yeah, I suppose.
By overcommitting ultimates.
They did have a multiple... Well, they still have the Supercharger and the Blizzard coming online as well, so... Crabbers, they still have a pretty decent grasp on this point. Pun definitely intended. And, now... Oh, Great Wall actually stops Ottawa Degens in their tracks. As Decade is in the back line, on the flank, looking for those final blows. Doesn't find what he's looking for. Walks straight into an accretion. Ottawa Degens, they are in last fight now. They 96% Decade goes down. There's the Blizzard. It is not Eden. And with the Supercharger as well, Ottawa Degens will fall all the way down. Crabbers take round number 1, 100-49.
Interesting preemptive usage of the Maywall there from
Yeah.
Crabbers to, rather than like trying to split the team of Ottawa Degens, they rather block them out from entering the point entirely.
Well, I mean, it also makes Ottawa Degens panic, right? Because they are in that 99% situation where you need to get the point to touch to trigger overtime. You're already down a player, right? Decade had been taken out, so it does force a ton of panicked moves from the Ottawa Degens, and they are unable to really, coalesce and bring themselves back in the fight. But we are headed to round number 2. It is going to be Sanctum here on Nepal, our indoor stage. Crabbers running the Bastion now. This is unexpected. We do see Bastion played, but not usually on this point due to how easy it is to rotate on him. And we're not actually seeing the teleporter either. So we're, sometimes you'd expect to see a composition similar to like the Horizon Lunar Colony with the Symmetra. But Crabbers instead electing for a composition that's more suited to escort maps, really, with the Farah Bastion.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Although, it looks like Ottawa Degens...
Modern DARPA, though. Yeah. Main tanks are traded. Oh, Reiko unfortunately steps a little too far out. And though the flight comes in, great immortality field.
Wow. Yeah, shutting down all value that could have been gotten out of the
It was
Farah.
close. It was close.
Yeah. I don't really know if Ottawa Degens has the necessary composition to be able to punish this double shield comp.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna play the spam comp, you should probably go. Oh, bye, Australius. I would say you probably, if you're gonna run sort of, I think the Reinhardt Diva are gonna have a really hard time here because they need to get in close to deal damage, and the Bastion kind of excels at the range spam. The sheer hit scan pressure, and obviously concussive blasts.
These are fantastic. Concussive blasts coming off. Yeah, getting one person each fight. I mean, technically the McCree wasn't really like in a fight.
Right.
More of a stagger, but still fantastic value coming out of the Farah here.
Yep. Australius has actually switched off the McCree to the Reaper.
A much better pick.
A much better pick, but he's also still struggling here. 26 HP. Race to the Tau Pack. I think you could have just walked back there, but that's all right. And then Larry does, hasn't really been contested here. They need a way to get on the Bastion here.
And the poor Reinhardt's just walking on the point.
Yeah.
When the Bastion's uncontested. This will not end well.
No, this will not end well. With Jurassic here in the air as well, Kingsley's not getting out. And this is going to be a reset here now for Ottawa Degens. Crabbers are in full control at this point. Oh, the stagger on the poor Pilot Diva. They put him out. They put her out of misery pretty quickly.
He's got to get that one boop kill per fight.
Yeah. We're actually seeing Decade switch over to the Genji. A character not really in the, shall we say, metagame as of late. Very squishy, doesn't have a lot of, surprisingly does not have a lot of escapes considering his mobility. Oh, here comes that barrage. Kingsley sitting in the corner. Great kill by Reiko, though.
Yeah, good shutdown. Bastion has used tank form here.
Forcing the immortality field out, but it's not enough. They're still trading kills out here. Australia stays alive for the very moment. 94%. They're slowly capturing point percentage here. The point will tick over. It's a soft reset now for Crabbers as Ottawa Degens is doing a good job to sort of stabilize here. They need to prevent this Bastion from setting up. They absolutely need to prevent it from setting up.
With only Valkyrie online for Ottawa Degens.
There's the couple of Supercharger, the Gravitic Flux, the Amplification Matrix. And that will spell doom for Ottawa Degens. Crabbers looking to take map number 1 in style.
The hero Ryan charging in from across the map. We all want to be that hero.
We do.
Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Decade does dash to point, saves the deflect, but he will not get the chance to pull the Dragon Blade out. Kingsley goes down, and this is going to just be a trickle fight now for Ottawa Degens. Though Australia gets one, it's not enough. And Crabbers will take map number 1 on Nepal.
This is a straight nasty team comp coming in from Crabbers. This is very meta.
Yeah.
The Bastion Farah is, with double shield, is extremely nasty to deal with. It's so hard to dislodge that Bastion without either like maybe mirroring a Bastion or just going like full on in with Doomfist.
I think
for May.
Right, May probably actually is
better than Doomfist. Yeah.
I think you have to have the double shield yourself. You have to have the May, the Reaper to get in close. I think on this map it's actually easier to counter than say an escort map, as I highlighted earlier. But even still, when you're playing a Reinhardt, it's so hard for the Reinhardt to kind of find any value whatsoever. It's not really his fault. it's just the nature of the character, right? So, unfortunately, they're for Ottawa Degens, but they're not down and out yet. They still have at least another map to go and perhaps find some more value. Ottawa Degens, you know, it looked rough on map number 1, not going to lie. It did look rough for them. Crabbers did a great job of, you know, exploiting the weaknesses in the composition that Ottawa Degens was running, and it's going to be an interesting look to see if Ottawa Degens kind of changes up their strategy here for map number 2, or if they're going to just continue running what they've been running so far.
Well, I think in order to stay in the series, they need to.
Yeah, they do.
That Reinhardt D.Va composition, like, theoretically, maybe you get, like, some eat of the Bastion.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that really isn't sustainable. Like,
right.
The defense matrix only lasting for a few
defense matrix
seconds.
also got nerfed recently, too, right, where they changed some of how it recharges and so forth.
True.
So, it only has 2 seconds uptime, and then it recharges really slowly, too, so you don't have a ton of time to work with, in fact, on top of that. So it's tough for the D.Va player. It really is tough. And then after that, after the Matrix goes down, you're basically just, what is it, a 600 HP ult battery. So,
yeah.
Unfortunate there.
Sigma coming in with, the kinetic grasp.
The shield, too.
Yeah.
1500 HP shield, where you can just kind of position at will, you know, forward or backwards. It's such a valuable tool for, you know, as an off-tank player, right? So I think for Ottawa Degens, map number 2 is going to be their pick. It is going to be hybrid. A reminder, we have a first of 2, so you win 2 maps and you've won your series. And map number 1 is always control. Map number 2 is always hybrid. And if we head to a map number 3, it will be escort. So it's looking interesting here. Ottawa Degens are hoping for, I think, a better performance on map number 2.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, maybe their coaching strategy, come in, pull out some unexpected stuff on this map.
I mean, we are headed to, it looks like Watchpoint Gibraltar as our second map, actually. And I think this is an interesting play because we watched the Grand Finals, right? We watched Overwatch League Grand Finals, I should highlight. And Gibraltar, Gibraltar was interesting because we saw the Bastion play a ton, actually, right? So it was one of those. It was one of those plays where San Francisco Shock and the Vancouver Titans, both of them, they played it out, and the Shock were really strong, right? They kind of showed that the Bastion was kind of necessary. I think the Pharah Bastion even. Pharah, by the way, you know, for some of you old school Overwatch fans out there, Pharah was initially a pick on Watchpoint Gibraltar way back in the day. Like, we're talking like beta and like early launch. Quickly fell out of favor because people realized Genji Tracer was much better.
The good old days.
Good old days, yeah. And then, you know, and that evolved from there where Pharah became such a bad pick on Gibraltar. And then now with the Bastion look, it's looking again like it is a possibility. So.
Yeah. Just so hard to shut down, like, those 2 sources of massive damage with the Pharmacy and the Bastion.
Yeah. So I made a mistake. I forgot. Gibraltar is actually a escort map. We actually go to hybrid next. This is actually a good pick, I think, for Degens. The Bastion isn't good here on the first point. Or I should say it's very tough to make work on the first point. Whereas, you know, the Ryan Zarya can find, or the Ryan D.Va can find some value in initial setup on this map. So I'm interested to see how they set up. Obviously, they are on defense first. And our team in red is the Crabbers, so no change there in terms of positioning. Looking forward, it should be noted that we do have, you know, speaking of matches that are being played, we do have another match happening off stream right now. And when we find out what the score is there, we will let you know. We'll update you there as well. But in the meantime, it is, of course, here, Ottawa Degens versus Crabbers. Crabbers up 1-0 as they took Nepal on map number 1. And we're seeing here on map number 2 what I would consider a more cohesive team composition.
Yeah, even though it's not perfectly meta, still, having an Orisa there instead of a Reinhardt is quite infinitely better.
Right, the shield's a little bit more sustainable. The Orisa can, you know, play around a little more. She has her own damage output she can actually apply, even when the shield is down. Right, when Reinhardt's shielding, he can't be swinging, and when he's swinging, he can't be shielding. So,
also the combination with the Coalescence, Supercharger Coalescence,
Supercharger, the Halt as well, provides a little bit of value to the D.Va because D.Va now can actually play a little bit more aggressively. So, Reiko looking to find some value there. Larry still on the far. We're seeing Orisa Roadhog from the attack with a Genji. Expect to see an Nanoblade. Larry taking a ton of damage. Also, Zalius punishes the Pharah for stretching out too far. Though the Resurrect is there. It will not be available now in the fight. Aussie Basalia is taking the initial advantage.
Very impressive accuracy coming out from Aussie Basalia.
Oh, Kingsley, unfortunately. Larry says, okay, you can take me out, but I will take the rest of your team out.
Wow.
And then he comes back in for the final blow anyway, so. Unfortunate there. Larry comes in with another final blow. Great direct there on Decade. Wow. In the air, Crabbers will take point A on, honestly, their first push, as despite a strong start for Ottawa Degens, Crabbers, with the Resurrect there, with the better positioning, to be honest with you, they were able to bring that one back.
Yeah, Larry playing those sightlines more correctly, able to find outstanding value, and pretty much with, of course, the help of his team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Aussie Basalia is playing
in that fight.
very far forward here. Larry looking over. He almost does have that barrage. 12% away. Now even less so. 3%. And it's going to be really close here now. Reiko actually almost taken out of the mech. Stays alive for the moment. Aussie Basalia's looking to get in to that final blow. Nothing going. Reiko gets taken out of the mech. The Hulk comes in. The hook as well. And Family Man gets taken out. I guess being a Family Man doesn't pay. Oh, poor Decade.
A lot of value being found out of this Roadhog. Looks
Yes.
like, yeah, the pulled pork, as it's
Back on the menu. Back on the menu
so
indeed.
lovingly referred to.
Yep. The halt from the Orisa, meaning the pull, and the hog is obviously the pork. So.
Yeah, with the Diva not there to deny the halts, that combo is pretty much, yeah, free to run wild.
Yeah. And Crabbers is honestly going to be able to push all the way back. That is an optimistic coalescence, I think. It does force Jurassic back, so it buys some space. But Ottawa Degens now are in a world of hurt as Decade goes down. Oh, that is just rude. Crabbers, Larry over the top. Stays alive through the Matrix as well. Reiko with the right idea, but unfortunately the execution just a little too far forward. Larry gets knocked down with the flashbang, but unfortunately Nick is there to protect the far-up player. And with that, they're just trickling onto the cart. Here are the Ottawa Degens. It is not enough, and the second point here will be unlocked for Crabbers.
Yeah, so much value from the Crabbers here. It's happens to the best of us.
It really does. It really does. And they're just committing ultimates here. It actually finds Raijin. Actually, this is a very good first pickoff, but unfortunately, Resurrect is there. Reiko gets taken out of the mech yet again. Larry and Decade say hello to each other.
If he can get a pickoff here, that could be big, but
I don't think they know. I don't think he knows that. Oh, poor Reiko.
oh no.
This is what we call the Pilot Diva passive. So, oh yeah. Ooh, Larry knows. There's someone up there. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh no.
He will get punished very hard.
Yeah, he will be. Oh, okay. The Immortality Field a second too late. Here comes the Blade. Here comes. Oh, that's a great combo. The damage amp from the Mercy. That gets the D-Mech as well.
That was a very unfortunate stagger.
Yeah. The last half of the map, in all honesty, was a staggered fight. And Crabbers will complete round number 1 with more time than they started with. So you start with 4 minutes in match time, and they capture with 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes 29.
Yeah, very efficient.
Very efficient, very efficient. It is not over yet, though, for Crabbers. Or I should say Ottawa Degens as well, because they can, if they complete their attack run, right, if they complete the map, they will, with time remaining, right, they have to have time remaining in the block, they will get a second chance to attack. That is a possibility here, and it is what they're banking on, because they need to get that if they want to stay alive in this series. Remember, they, dropped map number 1, so a loss here would drop them to the lower bracket, which they wouldn't be out yet. They still have another chance to play up against, I believe, Blizzkill, who played earlier today. So we shall see how that goes. Family Man all on the Reinhardt. So again, a very similar composition to what they started off on Nepal.
Going back to the comfort picks?
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, they are not running the Bastion on defense.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility to find a bit more value there.
With Jurassic on the Doomfist, this could still be a problem, but I think you could expect the flashbang and maybe the counterpunch from Decade to be there. In the meantime, we do have an update about our other match that's happening off stream. The Carleton Ravens are up 1-0 over their counterparts from the same school, Sea Ravens Black, so it's 1-0 there. But here back with Crabbers versus Ottawa Degens, it is Crabbers up 1-0. They are obviously have completed the map with 4.5 minutes. Osfazela is playing in front of the shield. Jurassic going for a flashy play.
Wow.
He misses, but he gets out, so he's okay.
You know, sometimes you gotta go for it.
Sometimes you do gotta go for it.
In this case, high risk, very high reward.
Larry comes in with a couple of headshots. Larry doing well for himself actually in this match. Does have the hard pocket with the Mercy, and as we know, Ash with the damage amp will actually get one-shot headshots on 200 HP heroes. Actually, 250 HP heroes, I believe too. So a very dangerous character.
Yeah.
You can already see the offense changing up their strategy just a bit. Decade goes over the Junkrat.
He's going to go for it again.
He's going for it again. This time, same style.
Unfortunate.
He's just a little shy of that uppercut, or that seismic slam. Bob out on the field already. Osfazela is in the back line. And Bob is just going to town.
Wow. That damage amped. Yeah, Ash can put out some serious damage.
Yeah. And the halt actually came into play, I believe, as well, which dragged everyone just back to the sightlines of the Bob. Bob did, in fact, do something.
Even with that defensive matrix, still finding enough value.
Well, I believe Rick was also kind of being punished by the Doomfist Jurassic. Osfazela is in front of the shield again. The Transcendence being committed as well. They're down 2 players here. They need to get a final blow here. Kingsley trying his desperate to go through, but Jurassic comes in. Decade with the Riptire is trying to make this big. Comes in and gets another final blow as off the high ground, Osfazela is looking to teleport in. Finds Larry, but the Doomfist is nano boosted. Osfazela is doing his best to get through, but the punch comes in. Will there be any kills? Stays alive. He actually cuts down Jurassic. Osfazela is dead, but this is an opening now for Ottawa Degens, and they look to need to come back in as quickly as possible. It'd be 5v3. They need to go now. This is their real opportunity here.
Yeah, this might possibly the only opening they're going to get.
There's that supercharger. Sleep Dart blocked. As Raijin goes down, Reiko gets demech'd, but the Resurrect is there. Family Man looking for a shatter. Does not find an opportunity as the Doomfist Jurassic comes in. Osfazela actually finds a couple of kills. Doesn't have the Wraith form, unfortunately, so it does get taken down. As, Reiko in the back line is going to get staggered again. The D.Va is in no man's land. The likelihood of the player getting back to the team is very low.
Yeah, Osfazela is doing all he can here for his team. Getting, I think the last 2 fights he's gotten 2 picks for his team, but overall, yeah. This matchup is definitely going in favor of the Crabbers.
Right. Here comes the Gravitic Flux right online, but everyone nearly walks out of it. The first pick comes down as though the first pick does favor the offense. The shatter is not enough. It's just Osfazela versus the world. And the world is very close to saying goodbye. As Osfazela gets stunned with the accretion, taken out with the same ability. And with 20 seconds remaining, 15 seconds remaining, Reiko, I think, is going to have to try and be a hero here with the self-destruct.
With Osfazela dead, they definitely cannot get a clean contest here. He just respawns.
Here comes that self-destruct, the wave, hello! It finds Larry! Oh, but Decade goes down again. And with the Meteor Strike available now for Jurassic, it is a matter of time. The punch comes through, Jurassic takes him down. Meteor Strike right after, and that will be it. Crabbers take map number 2, and they will take the series as well, 2-0. Crabbers wins indeed. And yeah, that'll be it. They move on. Ottawa Degens will fall to the lower bracket to fight their way back, perhaps. Larry with the play of the game, but I have to say, let's take a moment to talk about the Ottawa Degens, because I think they really did. I think they really did give it their best shot, and they honestly at times, took fights to Crabbers and got the point back in their favor.
Yeah, there was definitely some fights there where, yeah, it was very back and forth for a lot of it. It was just, yeah, there's too much clutch factor from the Crabbers able to pull it back from the brink there.
Exactly. I think that's a shout out to definitely a shout out to the Ottawa Degens who really gave it their all. I think impressively, I think, what was it on Nepal on the first stage on Village, where they were able to have, Deca come in over the backline, get a couple pickoffs, and they were able to just snowball that into a fight win for them was really good. They were able to get value. Obviously, Sanctum wasn't what they wanted. It was unfortunate, but sometimes it does go that way. And I think even on Hollywood, even though it was a 3-0 on the map, they still did have fights on point A where they were pretty strong. So I think they can hold their head up high and head into their next match knowing that they are more